Right now I'm outside the plazas to the entrance to World Showcase. As you can see, we're right now here at the Taste of Epcot for the International Food Wine Festival for 2020. This is actually the earliest that Epcot has Food and Wine Festival. There's no booths for, there is booths for food, but there's no booths for like teaching you how to cook. But we'll give you a quick tour and maybe try some food here at International Food and Wine Festival for 2020. As you can see, we're right now outside Future World at the first booth. You come up to the left, Islands of the Caribbean. As you can see, there is a bunch. You can get three actually foods and 4 kind of beverages. Actually 3 kind of beverages, because the bottom one is the Dasani water. This here is what the booth looks like here at Islands of the Caribbean, right outside the entrance to Future World onto World Showcase Promenade. As you can see, right up ahead, if you make a left from Future World to World Showcase, the second booth that you come across is Earth Eats. It has 4 types of food and 4 types of beverages, as you can see the menu up ahead. Earth Eats actually sponsored by Impossible. You actually may have it at your local Burger King or restaurant, fast food restaurant. I know Burger King, where I live, is having those kind of Whoppers, and there is actually a few Impossible burgers. There's an Impossible Meatball and chocolate pudding. Yummy. This here from Earth Eats, we have the Impossible Burger and Impossible Meatball here from Earth Eats. And as you can see, I just realized there's actually social distancing markers underneath the tables, so the tables stay put. But here, as you see, this is the Impossible Burger, Impossible Slider actually, and the Impossible Meatball. As you can see, the Impossible Burger, which is not really meat, but let's try it. I taste more of the garnishes than the meat actually. So it does taste a little bit spicy on my palate, but it is, I wouldn't really choose this. If I get it next time, I would not choose this, but I'll try the Impossible Meatball. As you can see, I do have the Impossible Meatball in my hand. Let's try it. There is something, I can't really determine what it is. It smells, it tastes like I'm eating like a Christmas tree. It's like, that's what I first got out of it. It's like some kind of garnish that feels like I'm eating that. Now it's starting to get spicy. But I can taste some of the meatball. As you can hear, there's some characters coming around, so let me eat this really fast. But as you can hear, there's some characters coming around as we tour around for International Food and Wine Festival here for 2020. Is this Flower and Garden or Food and Wine? Because I'm confused. There's some Flower and Garden merchandise remaining from 2020, as you can see. Some shirts. Some actually pass holder shirts from Figment. Pretty much there is a lot of merchandise left over from Flower and Garden. And as you can see, Orange Bird. As you can see, we're right now in front of the Mexico Food and Wine booth. Here, right outside the Earth Eats. Right of the Earth Eats. There's actually 2 menu items you can get, and actually 4 beverages. Here at the Mexico Earth Eats booth. We got the ribeye and pork from the Mexico booth. This is the pork right here on the left, and on the right it is the ribeye. As you can see, I have the ribeye right now in my hand. I will try to eat as fast as possible without getting attacked by copyright. But here, I'll try it. Basically, it's falling apart on me. So here I'll go. You got some of my messy slob. But it does taste like Mexican food, but it is not spicy, believe it or not. Some people think that Mexican food is spicy. This definitely is not spicy. This here is the pork. Pretty much it's from Mexico Pavilion, or not the Pavilion, but the Mexico booth here at International Food and Wine. It's a crunchy tortilla. Do taste something. I can't really taste it that good. It does taste a little bit like pork, but it's not as porky as I like it. As you can see, there is 2 food items and 3 beverage items here at the China booth for International Food and Wine Festival. It looks like the China booth is actually the longest line out of the other 3 we've seen right now. So it looks like the China Pavilion is getting the most traction, and it might be because there's really no Chinese food being sold within the pavilion, because most of the restaurants here are closed in the China Pavilion. So here is what the China Pavilion does look like. So if you like to have some Chinese food, the only place actually you can get Chinese food right now is actually the China booth for International Food and Wine Festival. As you can see, in between the China Pavilion and the African Outpost, the Alps right now is not serving any foods, but it'll be coming this fall. So stay tuned, maybe I will have some Alp food. As we walk between the African Outpost and Germany, you can come across the Africa booth for Food and Wine Festival. There is 2 types of food and 2 types of alcohol beverages that you can get from the Africa booth here at International Food and Wine. As you can see from the African booth here at International Food and Wine Festival, we got the couscous and the shrimp. Looks pretty cool. It's actually the biggest one I've seen out of the past 8 we have eaten. I'm a pig. Let's go eat. The shrimp there's some sort of paprika on this. Kind of reminds me of popo. If you ever had popo in Spain, I've actually had popo in Spain. It kind of reminds me of that, but it's kind of like a chewy type of shrimp. Not a regular shrimp that you would kind of get frozen, but a kind of chewy kind of shrimp. So, but it's pretty good. I'll probably try this again. I haven't had the chance to. Here we have some couscous. Let's try it. There's no flavor into it. It just tastes like pure salt. That's what Demi said. It just tastes like pure salt that we're eating. It's not that good. Would not recommend. And it tastes so dry that you need actually a glass of water. So I might have to actually grab a glass of water. Ugh. As you can see here, there's some festival markets that include some of the from Flower and Garden Festival that just ended abruptly in March. There's still some material from then, and there's actually a couple more festival markets. There's some more stuff from Flower and Garden. So it's pretty mixed between Flower and Garden and International Food and Wine Festival. It's much of a mix of Flower and Garden and food and wine. I have not seen any food and wine shirts or anything like that, so it does look like it's the markets are selling just basically Flower and Garden memorabilia. As you can see, right outside Germany, there is a bunch of booths, but there's only just one booth actually open. It actually is the Germany booth. 3 menu items at Germany Pavilion, and 4 beverages. Actually, one from local, which is Doral, Florida, is the MIA beer company, Hugo. As you can see, the menu. I may not try anything from this pavilion, as I've tried it before, and I'm not really a big fan. Well, at Epcot's International Food and Festival at the Italy booth, we've decided to go with the cannoli. The chocolate has been melting for about a couple minutes already in the Florida heat, so it's really recommended for the fall to eat the cannoli since it's a little bit cooler out. As you can see, I decided to eat without recording. So yeah, don't try doing that at home. The cannoli was actually pretty good. It's actually a bunch of cheese, crust, and chocolate chips. It's delicious, and I'll definitely get this again once I come back. Hey bird, what you doing? What you doing, bird? Hashtag birds in the parks. Here is the Japan booth. Let's see what you can grab here at the Japan booth. It looks like there's 3 different types of food and 3 different types of drinks. So let's see what they have. Here on World Showcase, you can see that we got a frothy ramen and some sushi in a flower pot. As you can see, I have some frothy ramen, not frosty, frothy ramen. Let's try it. There's some foam at froth on the top. This is actually from the International Flower and Garden Festival. So let's see how it tastes. Trying to think what it tastes like. I'm not a big fan of Asian food, so it tastes a little bit different. I can't even determine what froth tastes like. It tastes like kind of like soap, but it's missing the flavoring of soap. So, yep, that's the frothy ramen. Not frosty, frothy. Once again, I am not an Asian fan of Asian food, so let me try this salmon and some rice on the bottom. So let's try it out and see what it tastes like. Okay, maybe I will try eating salmon some more. Doesn't taste too bad, but there is some roe on the top, and some rice, and some, I don't know what the heck this is. Soy sauce? No.
That's roe.
This is roe? What? These are balls of...
It's like caviar.
Well, outside the Japan Pavilion, you'll come across another festival market. You get some hand sanitizer, some flower and garden merchandise that's being still sold here at the festival. So it's a cross between festival, flower and garden, but it's missing the flowers and the garden part of it. But also it is part, so it's half flower and garden with the merchandise and half with International Food and Wine with the food. So it's a mix between food and wine and flower and garden festival. As you can see, right ahead of me is Morocco, which is between Japan and the Morocco Pavilion. This is the Morocco booth. As you can tell, there is, at all the booths, at the registers, there is plexiglass surrounding the registers. And some of the food that can be offered here is, there's 3 types of foods and 4 drinks. I'm not including the water as a drink since it's at every booth basically. So it's 3 types of food and 4 types of beverages that you can get here at the Morocco Pavilion for International Food and Wine. Coming up between Morocco and France is the Brazilian booth, which you can see set back. You might miss it if you're walking past Japan and France. As you can see here at the Brazil Pavilion, you can see 2 types of foods and 3 drinks. Doral, Florida is getting a lot of MIAs. So as you can see, there's 2 types of foods and two types of drinks. So I'm not including water as part of the beverages that you can get here at the Brazil booth at International Food and Wine Festival. As you can see, we've got the pork belly here at the Brazil booth. It looks pretty delicious, so let's eat up. That's what I need, a fork. I was gonna try to eat with my hands, but definitely not a good idea. So here is the pork belly from Brazil. And as always, don't eat with your mask on. Let's dig into the pork belly, as there's beans and some pork. actually not too bad. Let me try some beans. You know what? I have not tried the pork belly here at Brazil. But I might actually come back to even try it again. Well, I'm here at the France Pavilion. There's a bunch of things on the menus. 3 things on the menus, and there's 4 drinks, as you can see. There's 3 foods, 4 drinks. So here you go, and here's the France Pavilion. Here's the France booth outside France in Epcot. As you can see, we've got the Tarte from France, so let's try it out. It's a good dessert. I'm not sure what's on the top. It looks like salt, but it looks...
crystallized sugar.
Well, thank you, Demi. It's crystallized sugar. It looks like salt to me, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty good, and I like treats. So if you like treats, try the Tarte. I'll put the description of what the Tarte is. I'm not going to say it because I will definitely butcher the name of what it is. So you can get this in the France booth here at Epcot. Hey, it's Little Orange Bird and Little Orange Tree here at the festival market outside the Canada. Outside the Canada Pavilion, you could see the festival market with some of the Little Orange Bird and the Little Orange Tree. Well, we're coming up onto the Canada Pavilion. We're almost all the way through the World Showcase, the festival in the World Showcase. Here at the Canada Pavilion, there is 2 types of food and 3 types of drinks. As you can see, it's a Canada booth here in Canada for Food and Wine Festival. Well, we are right outside the refreshment port and the Starbucks here near the entrance to the World Showcase. Here at Citrus Blossom booth, you can find 2 types of food and 3 types of drinks. And I may have to give that orange cream shake. Give it a try. This is the orange cream shake right outside the the Citrus Blossom. Right, the first booth, if you make it towards the right of the Epcot Food and Wine Festival and Epcot Center, you'll come across the Citrus Blossom. But this is about $4.50 compared to the Orange Bird Sipper, which is about $15. So let's give it a try. It does taste like an orange creamsicle, as my friend said. It does taste like that, but pretty cool. Pretty good for a very hot day. So there you go. As you can see, the Hawaii booth is here. The Hawaii booth is between the Figment Pathway, Journey's Imagination Pathway, all the way to World Showcase. And as you can see, you can get some food here, 2 types of food and 3 types of drinks here at the Hawaii booth. As you can see, we got the pork slider here from the Hawaii booth. I'm looking forward to eating this, but enjoy some Hawaiian food and some pork sliders. Here you can see the pork slider from the Hawaii Pavilion. You can grab this at the Hawaii Pavilion. Let me give it a try and see what it tastes like. It looks like a fluffy bun, as you can see. It's a complete mess. I'm making a mess out of this, but as you can see, it's a fluffy bun. So let's give it a try. It's kind of sweet. It's kind of chewy, but it's pretty good. As you can see here, in between the entrances, there's 2 entrances, actually 3 entrances. There's one next to the Epcot Experience, but to the left entrance, if you're coming, or to the right entrance, if you're coming to Epcot, through to World Showcase, there is Shimmering Sips, which has 2 foods and 4 drinks, not including water, here at Shimmering Sips. Here we got the plant-based banana bread at Shimmering Sips. It's plant-based because there's no eggs. Well, the World Showcase is between the UK and Canada, as you can see. As you can see, we're entering World Showcase. Mostly, this is what the considering the festival center, as there is a few other booths in here. The festival favorites over towards how you enter World Showplace. First one. They have desserts and champagne. Here is the menu towards for it. I believe that's the same menu on that side. Desserts and champagne. I believe it's this one. And I might actually try the liquid nitro chocolate pops. Oh, those sound so good. So good. Oh, maybe the frozen s'mores? Oh. I might actually try the liquid nitro chocolate pops and the frozen s'mores. So, let's go. As you can see, over towards the right is a frozen s'more. It's a drink. And over to the left here is the chocolate cake pops. This here is the frozen cake pops, so let's give it a try. Not bad. Does it chocolate? It's a little bit crunchy with the frozen chocolates, but pretty good. The cake is kind of dry, so that's why I'm glad I was able to get this chocolate s'more drink. So let's give that a try. Let me just clean my palate a little bit. It's non-alcoholic, but it's a little bit of a taste to that. I'm trying to taste it what it is. It might be actually the chocolate that's doing that. It's like, is that alcoholic? It does taste like a tad bit alcoholic, but there's not a lot of alcohol in it, which I cannot right now do since I'm currently driving around. So that's why I cannot have alcohol. But maybe in the future I might actually be able to do a drink around the world if I'm staying closer. But as you can see, cheers to you. As you can tell, there is some marshmallows in there, so let's try it. See what it tastes like with marshmallows. Well, it's chewy. The marshmallows can't really drink that. You can swallow it, but you need to taste it. It tastes pretty cool. It's you're just eating marshmallows with chocolate on it, so it basically tastes like a s'more, but you're drinking it. Well, let's move left of the desserts and champagne, and you come across Apple Seed Orchard. And as you can tell, there is a bunch of foods, 3 foods, and a bunch of alcoholic beverages here at the Apple Seed Orchard. And left of that Apple Seed Orchard is mac and cheese. I like my mac and cheese. I like my Kraft mac and cheese. So maybe I'll give this a try. Let's see what they have. They have 4 edibles. They just have regular mac and oh, that's pretty cool. With homemade Italian sausage and peppers. That sounds yummy. And then they have a couple of 3 alcoholic beverages, excluding water because that's not alcoholic, but 4 beverages if you include the water. Alright, but here at Mac and Cheese. And it looks like it's hosted by Borson. I can't really see that. Do they have it over here? I don't believe they do. So as you can see up on the screen, it is hosted. It's hard to see. Hosted by Borson. Well, as you can see, I did get the gourmet mac and cheese. Let's give that a try and see what that is like. So, here we go. Let's dig in. There is something that's crunchier. I taste it.
Let's try this. Like this. I'm not sure what that cheese. Could be some sort of cheese that you're tasting. It's cold cheese. It's pretty good. Nothing can go wrong with mac and cheese. Me mac and cheese, kind of like my pizza. Any pizza. If you want to make me happy, give me a slice of pizza. I'll be content all day. So basically, mac and cheese is just small pizza. You're just missing the tomato sauce, but it's basically pizza is just basically, or mac and cheese is basically a pizza without tomato sauce. As you got some bread, you got some cheese. There you go. As you can see, there is another booth at the very end. It's about maple syrup. I'll give you a couple different tries, but as of right now, I would have went over there, but there was a couple of guests over there. Hopefully they'll be there next time, but if they are, I'll see if I can try it, and I'll bring you guys with me. Bread. Yum. Ooh, and cheese. Oh, that looks yummy. As you can see, they've got about 5 different booths if you consider the maple syrup that I didn't really get to try. I would have liked to try. They're giving out free samples that you can give a try. But right now, all 4 booths, does look like someone is basically at each one trying to eat something and grab a taste of what Epcot International, or Taste of Epcot International Food and Wine Festival is. As you can see, this is the Taste of Epcot for Food and Wine Festival for 2020. And this here, actually outside World Showplace. Well, that was our tour of the Taste of Epcot International Food and Wine Festival for 2020. I will be back later in the season, possibly near the end of the Food and Wine Festival, to maybe retry some of those destinations like we haven't tried, such as Spain. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure to ring the notification bell and maybe subscribe. So ring that bell, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the parks.